Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
Unfortunately, not all disc brake systems are the same. But they are similar enough for us to generalize a little here. The two main types are fixed and mobile, floating, or sliding, calipers. Fixed calipers are the easiest, as you don't have to remove the caliper to access the pads. After disconnecting the electrical wear sensors, remove a small pin or spring clip and pull out the pads with a pair of pliers. Some of these systems have the pads secured by a pin which has to be driven out with a hammer and punch. Most systems are no longer of this simpler type. With mobile clamps, the clamp is removed or flipped over, turning on the upper pin, which remains in place. Practical tips: if brake fluid was topped up when the pads were worn, there could be too much fluid in the system to support the new, thicker pads. Leaks may occur under the hood. A little fluid can be drained from the reservoir with a vacuum pump or simply with a turkey baster. Or you can use rags under the master cylinder to catch minor spills. Loosen the tank cap and move on to the first wheel. Whether you service the front or rear of the vehicle, you should do both sides, never just one. But do them from start to finish, one at a time. The first reason for doing one at a time is that you can more effectively monitor the fluid level while you work. You'll soon discover the second reason. Be sure to secure the vehicle and remove the wheel nuts, both wheels. Once the vehicle is up and stable on the stanchions, finish loosening the lug nuts and remove the first rim. Now you can really get started. For vehicle-specific brake pad replacement procedures, always consult a service manual. The general procedures for most systems are as follows: disconnect all electrical wear sensors. Using a socket wrench, remove the two long guide pins, slide bolts, usually accessible at the rear of the caliper. On front wheels, they are easier to see if you turn the steering wheel to the other side of the vehicle. To loosen the caliper, you may need to lift it slightly with a sturdy screwdriver. Again, with some systems, you may be able to remove only the lower pin and flip the caliper over onto the upper pin. But whether you flip it over or remove the caliper, take care not to stress the brake hose. If you remove the caliper, use the 5-gallon bucket, inverted, to support the weight of the caliper. The pads are now exposed. If present, remove the clips, anti-rattle springs, and anti-squeal shims. Some pads have bent tabs. You may need to straighten them with pliers before removing them. And now the second reason to do the brakes one side at a time: you have the other side to refer to if you lose track of the origin of the material. Remove old pads with pliers or a light hammer. Dust the caliper slide area with a wire brush and clean the handbrake. Note, and never use high-pressure compressed air on brake dust, as it contains asbestos and must not be inhaled. Lightly lubricate the same area with heat-resistant brake grease. Be careful with the lubricant, don't let any of it come into contact with the swept area of the rotor, or get on the new brake pads. If your system is equipped with hardware such as pliers, they should be included with your new pads, especially if you have OEM, original equipment manufacturer, parts. A grease pack may also be included. With older pads, the internal pistons are exposed. They must be retracted into the caliper. Your vehicle may have two pistons. If so, make sure you compress them at the same time. Pressing on one can pull the other out completely, which is a bad thing. Reposition an old cushion in place and tighten the large C-clamp on it to retract the pistons. You can also use a piece of 2x4 and a lever to push them back in. If you only have one piston, simply use a lever with a rag around the end. The pistons must be fully retracted to fit the rotor, but take care not to damage their rubber seals. Compression of the piston in its bore forces fluid back into the master cylinder reservoir. This is where leaks can occur if the system contains too many new, thicker pads. Check the reservoir, especially after completing the first wheel. You should be able to tell if the second wheel is likely to force too much fluid into the reservoir, so you can remove some fluid ahead of time. Insert the new pads, replacing all the material you removed with new parts, if available. If your skate style is bent, you need to ensure a snug fit. If it's not tight, Slightly adjust the tongue with a hammer until you have a snug fit. Reposition the yoke on the rotor and secure it with the long guide pins. Use a thread locking compound on the threaded area of the pins to ensure a secure fit. Reconnect all electrical wear sensors. Now return to the first step on this list to start work on the second wheel. Once the second wheel also has new pads, proceed to step 13. Once complete, pump the brake pedal several times to install the new pads. The brakes will not stop the vehicle until the pads are correctly installed. Recheck and adjust the reservoir fluid level. Install the wheels and tighten the lug nuts just right. Lower the vehicle and fully tighten the lug nuts. Note, you must use a torque wrench to properly tighten your lug nuts. The foot LBS specification required for your vehicle can be found in the owner's manual. Time for a test drive. Don't forget to install your new brake pads or tighten the lug nuts before you drive away. In conclusion, changing your brake pads is a straightforward process that can save you both time and money. By following the steps we covered, you can ensure your vehicle remains safe and performs optimally. Remember to always consult your vehicle's manual for specific instructions and safety precautions. Regular maintenance is key to a smooth driving experience, so don't hesitate to tackle this essential task. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.